Hello everyone, welcome to Urbanscape Gardening, and this is a much delayed home tour, the extended version. In this episode, I will touch upon the design aspects, furnishings and their details, and so much more. So sit tight and stay cozy. I am planning to hide this with a fabric art piece maybe, but for now I've added these magnetic cups with some cuttings. This was gifted by my friend from Sikkim. The kitchen area is one zone that takes too much of work, and here are the designs. In the kitchen area, I wanted the top shelves to touch the ceiling, but since there was a sprinkler, we had to cut it to size, and a pelmet was created from where I thought I could add some planters. And the pelmet also covers the chimney tube that runs across the second half of the kitchen. The laminate I chose was not too glossy but had a small shimmer in it, and I did not go for complete matte or coarse since cleaning would be easy with shinier surfaces. The handles were kept simple black, which she matched with the hob and the chimney that were black too. So you need to envision all your kitchen appliances and their colors so as to coordinate it with your knobs and handles, even if they are not very matchy. For the countertop, I wanted white quartz, but that turned out to be very expensive, and we stuck to this somewhat pink granite. With white countertops, cleaning is tough and staining is a worry. So apparently, this was attached as a single piece, and the guy who was installing the backsplash tiles was sitting on this piece and cutting the tiles. And the machine cut through this granite slab and they had to change it. And if you closely look, you'd see a color mismatch. For the backsplash, I chose subway tiles, and each of these units was separate, and this was added in an English bond fashion. I chose white since I wanted the plants and the pots to add color to the white canvas. Now, since I don't have too much space to have a dining table, the designer added this extra cantilever slab supported by this steel pole, and this acts like a dining space and a working space too when needed. I also wanted a wicker basket to keep the fruits and veggies exposed to the air more aesthetically. A small tip here is that you can use these plastic IKEA sheets so that the veggie litter does not fall down. Now, the most ingenious part of the kitchen design is how we created a dummy cabinet to cover up the RO filter. And to hide the RO pipes, I have used this DIY extension, and when the water isn't being drained out, I can simply tuck it like this and you won't even know that there is a water filter there. And with the help of this piece of metal, we were able to extend the LED underlights throughout the length of the cabinets for that seamless look. Trust me, underlighting is so helpful when you're cutting and cooking in general. So explore this option for sure. The small window frame is from Fabulous, and I added this here to fill up this empty space, and it has some of my favorite things including plants, a piccolo relay and some cheerful glass decor. I also keep my keys in this glass bowl for a quick grab when I'm leaving. The story behind this hanging lamp is kind of interesting. So I had bought this as a centerpiece for the living, which now has a fan. I was so confident that I'll not have a fan at all in the living, not even an AC, because the city is generally cold, and since we are in a higher floor, I thought I would not need a fan. But once I mopped the floor and realized that it was taking forever to dry is when I realized my mistake and moved this to the kitchen and bought a fan that also acts like a statement piece. This one is from the white Teak company. The blades are made of real wood and complement the colors of the wicker lamps in the foyer and the kitchen. The best part is that it also has a light in between, but the only problem with this is that when the power goes off and comes back again, the light gets turned on instead of the fan, so that is disappointing. The wicker lights are from Clay Mango, and this is one company I've had no issues with whatsoever, from customer service to their products. Just great. Now, since we have almost entered the living room, let's talk about the sofa. The sofa is from the Furnix studio and it's super expensive for its size. I wanted a sofa with a chaise, and this was one of the last few elements I added in the home after an extensive search. So for the TV wall, I kept it simple with a floating TV console and this plant shelf. In a small space, it is better when you have a floating cabinet instead of a legged one, since it provides an illusion of space. I drew inspiration from the mock model flat that the apartment had. The TV is just hung to the wall so that it does not become too heavy for the cabinet, and you can turn it however you want. This coffee table is customized, and I've made a short video on where I got this from, and I'll link it above. This is made of cane and has a removable glass on it and matches the color in the fan and the lights. These two macrame stools were one of the first furniture I bought for the home and act as an extra seating space when there are more people. This is from a place called You and Me that I found on Amazon. They are a great buy. Also, this wall has a bamboo mirror from IKEA. And to radiate the charm of this beautiful mirror, I have this statement wall lamp with warm lights from the White Teak company. Now let's go to the bedroom where all the sleeping happens. So here I just have this bed and mattress from Urban Ladder, and I would definitely recommend them if you find the right furniture. This is definitely not my ideal cot, but out of all the options I had, I liked this one because the headboard has this comfortable back support cushions that help you to recline on them while working. Also, another tip is that it's better to buy a very thick mattress to enhance the whole appearance of your bed. Don't go for thin mattresses. There is also a side table that I feel is too big for this room, and I might just remove this and see what I can do here. Maybe some floating shelves. Behind the bed, I had this ledge installed by Livspace, but just to add some extra support, I added these angles from Amazon. I chose black so that it matches with the curtain rods. Also, in the future, I might paint all these gold, including the curtain rods. Let's see. Previously, there was a huge light fixture which I removed, and I have this DIY LED strip added that illuminates my plants at night. The other side had a tube light which I removed and added this steel ceramic soft lamp that softly glows into the night. Now, this is one of the most expensive interior work due to its mirror work. So for small spaces, it is always better to choose sliding doors than an open and closed door. Above that, I have these lofts that hide bigger and heavier items. The bedroom, like the living, also faces the southwest and gets good sunlight, especially during the winter months. And this mirror just expands its reach and keeps my plants happy. The utility just has a snugly placed washer plus dryer and a cabinet on top to hold detergents and other materials. Now for the bathroom, I have this cabinet that holds all my essentials, and I wanted to separate the dry and the wet zone, so added this Jacquard slider. This is great in keeping the area dry, but it's quite high maintenance and needs regular cleaning. And the worst part with such sliders is that this gap here is difficult to clean, and it still has stubborn watermarks, which I'm not a huge fan of. The vanity area has undergone a lot of change. First, I had this Philips spotlight here, which is now above the plant ledge. So the builder annoyingly did not send to the socket and it looked so bad, so I decided I'll have a custom mirror built with LED strips behind it. So I got a custom sized mirror made and I got hold of some carpenters to stick them onto an MDF board. And this is how it looked, and it covered the uncentered socket as well. But unfortunately, the glue did not hold and the mirror fell and shattered into pieces. And it could have been dangerous if someone was inside. So please do not do DIYs just like that. The carpenters actually did not let the glue set and they were in a hurry to hang it up, and I just went along with their plan thinking they knew best, and I learned my lessons the hard way. So later I bought a ready-made oval mirror and bought this lamp from Amazon and hung it up here. I had to buy the socket cover because of the uncentered hole and painted the white cover grey to match the wall tiles. But I'm not very proud of this, but I had to do with what I had and the lessons I've learned. At night, this is a vibe in itself, so I like it nonetheless. Of course, you need your bathroom smelling good 24/7, so I have this reed diffuser along with this air freshener and some natural air purifiers like these plants. So now let's go to the balcony, or maybe we'll keep that for another day. I will also show you a more in-depth view of my plans with a plan tour soon. So folks, your home is the only place on earth where you can truly be yourself. A space that gleams in your happiness and comforts you when life gets tough. A space that will always be a work in progress, just like us, till our very last. So take your time in making this place your own with memories that will make you look back and celebrate this tiny space called home. And with this, we've come to the end of yet another episode of Urbanscape Gardening, and I will be adding my honest reviews and other details in the description box below. I will also add some item links and you can go through them. Additionally, you can follow me on Instagram and Facebook. The links are given below. I know that this was a much delayed project, but better late than never. Thank you for watching, and until we meet again, a very cozy goodbye.